Hello and welcome to a tutorial video on our channel bPartGaming International, and in this video I want to explain to you the new crossing mechanics in FIFA 18. So the crossing is reworked, there are new ways to do crosses, and I want to give you an overview, and in the second part I want to explain to you the success factors, so what you should do and how you should adjust your approach to crossing to make it more successful. Let's start with a normal cross, and there's no change in the execution of it, so you just do it by pressing the square button, but there is a change in the flight curve. Now it's more similar to the semi-high cross of the last years, which you did by double tapping the crossing button, so it adds more pace and also more drive towards the goal. This cross is best used when you can spot a teammate which is doing a run towards the goal into the box. He is creating space by this run, or he has space in front of him, and also by running towards the goal he has physical momentum, and this will help him to win the aerial duel and therefore increase the chance to convert your cross. Next up is the high cross, and this is one of the new crosses. You can do it by using the L1 button as a modificator whilst pressing the square button. And this cross has a very high trajectory, a long time to travel, and it's most useful in a situation when your players are already in the box, they are waiting for the cross, and especially if you have very tall players or players with a high jumping attribute, so they have a lot of time to get in position to win the aerial duel. For the low cross, the execution is changed. There are two ways now. First, you can use the combination of the R1 button as a modificator and the square button for the cross, or the other way is that you go for a double tap. So it's similar to the mechanic of the low shot. With the first use of the crossing button, you charge up the cross, and with the second one you decide to go for a low cross. The use of the low cross is very similar to the normal one, so you need a player which is doing a run inside the box, he has some space in front of him. But now you have to decide, is there an opponent player which can intercept the cross? If it's not that likely, you can go for the low cross because it's easier to convert for a goal. There's a major change regarding the early crosses. So in the earlier versions, when you wanted to cross from this position, you had to use the L1 button as a modificator. Otherwise it would end up as a high long ball because you're not in the crossing zone. This is a zone which is around the penalty box, and if you wanted to cross outside of this area, you had to use the L1 button. So this year this is changed because you use the L1 button as a modificator for the high crosses. So what you have to do is just aim towards the penalty box with the left stick and go for the cross with the square button. This will automatically lead to an early cross. This is it for the execution of the different types of crosses. Now we come to the guidelines to increase the success rate of your crosses. There are different factors, success factors, which influence that, and the first one is the opponent player. As you can see in this situation, the opponent player is blocking the view inside to the penalty box. If you want to cross it in, you can go either left or right from the opponent player, and either it's going too close to the goalkeeper or too far from the goal away. So it's never good if the opponent player is able to influence a cross like that. Also when he's close by to maybe push and pull on your player, this will also lead to a worse cross. In this case I slow down a little bit, and this way I'm able to avoid the opponent player. Afterwards I have a free look into the penalty box and I'm able to bring in a very good cross and to score from it. The direction is also a very important factor for a successful cross. What is meant by that? Eriksen at the moment is looking in this direction, but he wants to cross in this direction. So if you take a look at that, the angle between these two directions is way above 90 degrees. This is not very good because A, Eriksen does not see where he wants to cross to, and B, it's also harder to perform a cross from this position. So you have to change the direction in which the player is viewing at the moment. In this case, I go for the new Cruyff turn. I'm able to avoid the opponent player, and afterwards the angle is not perfect between these two directions, but at least it's below 90 degrees, and this way it's easier to perform a cross. As already discussed in this tutorial video, spotting the runs of your teammates is a very important factor for a successful cross. As soon as you see that your teammate is starting his run inside of the box, this is the timing for you to bring in the cross. So in this example, Diego Costa is starting his run, there's a lot of space in front of him and he's going to get himself in a very good position, so this is a clear signal for you to cross the ball. The last factor for a successful cross is obviously with which kind of play are you taking the cross. Some of the players have better attributes for crossing than others. So usually your fullbacks and wingers are better at crossing than your center backs and CDMs. So you have to be aware of that. And you should be also aware what is the strong foot of my player, because it's preferable to do the cross with a strong foot. And when it's on the weak foot, you should also know how strong is the weak foot, because it might be a better choice to switch sides and do the cross with a strong foot. So in the end you have to balance these factors out. Avoiding the opponent player, direction of your player, spotting the run of your teammates, and also the choice of player to cross with. It isn't possible to have it perfect in every situation, but you should try to figure out what kind of adjustments you can do to improve most of these factors to get the best out of every crossing situation. This was our tutorial video on crossing. I think it's going to be a very powerful tool in FIFA 18, so I hope it was a good overview about the different types and also good guidance to adjust and improve your crosses. If you enjoyed this tutorial and if you think it's helpful, we would really appreciate it if you would leave a like and also share it with your friends to make it more known. Thanks for your support, keep a clean sheet, I'm out.